Alright guys, Fuller coming to you with another video. Channel Film a Whole, LDBC. So, in this video, man, I kind of want to just get back to the whole Canelo sweepstakes. It looks like Derevyanchenko, from the rumors or from what's going around, that Derevyanchenko is going to be the winner of the sweepstakes in the fourth quarter. And it all comes down to Canelo accepting that the IBF will go to purse bid for that fight. So what I will say is that while he is taking care of a mandatory, there was another mandatory that he didn't want to take care of in the WBC. And we know that mandatory was Jamal Charlo. Now, as far as Derevyanchenko is concerned, he's a hell of a fighter. But let's be honest, on a scale to, on a percentage scale, I favor Canelo 70% and Derevyanchenko 30%. Okay? Derevyanchenko did fight Daniel Jacobs. He did give Daniel Jacobs some issues, but at the same time, Canelo beat Daniel Jacobs, but that win wasn't I would say a convincing win. As I said before, I had that fight a tie, at the end of the day, Anyhow, what this means is that it's confusing. I know this is gonna sound crazy, but it's like Canelo is running like a chicken with his head cut off. Because if we do a timeline, right? He said at the 160 division he wanted to be undisputed, right? Part of the road to undisputed, right? Sometimes, not all the time. Sometimes you can just get cut a clear path and then you can get to undisputed by taking on all phase with people who have belts. Sometimes that happens, But with undisputed, usually what that entails is that you will have to fight a mandatory in one of those sanctioning bodies, be it the WBO, be it the WBA, be it the IBF, or the WBC. That's usually going to come with the territory on the road to undisputed. Now, it seems like Canelo did not want to do that. It seems like Canelo did not want to go that route because of the simple fact that, Jamal Charlo was the Mando, and he was the Mando for a long time. So now all of a sudden you care about defending a Mando in an IBF, when you had a Mando in the WBC, and now Jamal Charlo is the regular WBC belt holder, and Canelo, of course, we know about the franchise championship. Another thing is the WBO belt holder in Demetrius Boo Andrade. you kept on saying that, you want to be undisputed and things like that. And that was your goal. But then, we hear whisperings about Canelo fighting Kovalev. We hear whispers about Canelo fighting, Munguia. And for damage control, you guys, you just called Demetrius Andre's name for damage control, but still have no intention on fighting him, We're undisputed, you gotta collect the belts, and he holds one of the Infinity Stones, So the fact that Canelo didn't want to go after that Infinity Stone tells me a lot of things, basically. And I'm just going to give you a disclaimer. Victory is not guaranteed for Charlo or Andre. I'm just saying that with the stylistic matchup and with the athletic attributes of both fighters, that victory favors them. That's what I'm saying, that victory will favor them. I said it before, I said it again. Okay. Demetrius Boo Boo Andre, I believe, fights to the level of his fighters, of his opponents. Because I heard an interview and he was talking about, he basically said, why should I exert extra effort to knock out Selecki, if I'm just going to keep on getting these guys, why should I do that? He said that, basically. In another interview recently, he said, he basically said that, all the ring rust is almost off. You know what I mean? That's what he said, that, he's basically like shaking all of it off. So what that tells me is that he's not even at his most highest level. That's what that basically tells me about his situation, because he's not really war torn and hasn't taken that much damage, he still has some good years ahead of him, despite being in his early 30s. Still has good years, I find it quite odd, just to throw this out here, that, people mention that, people like Demetrius Andre, they're old, this, that, and the other, but, these same Triple G decaps will not mention Gennady Golovkin's age or anything like that, and he's way older than Demetrius Andre, So with that being said, I said it before, I'll say it again. Canelo has a pattern, and let's just follow the pattern from 154. At 154, Demetrius Andre was, I believe, the WBO belt holder. Canelo was mandatory. Instead of fighting Demetrius Andre, he opted to fight James Kirkland, who didn't have a belt. Because of inactivity, Demetrius Andre got stripped of the belt. And so Canelo and Liam Beefy Smith fought for the vacant belt. Because the because the WBO was feeling kind, they decided to put Demetrius Andre as Canelo's mandatory for the WBO belt. So what Canelo did is he just dropped the belt completely and said, "I'm no longer fighting at super welterweight. I'm now a full blown middleweight." You know. So another thing too is Jamal and Jamel Charlo, I believe, had belts at 154. They called out Canelo too, like, let's get it on. And, it was answered back with crickets. So I guess this isn't a surprise. This is kind of unfortunate that one guy is kind of holding up the middleweight division. Because of these certain patterns, because of these certain actions, because he doesn't know if he wants to be a super middleweight, because he doesn't know if he wants to be a light heavyweight. It's just kind of unfortunate for these middleweight fighters, who really want a chance to prove themselves, and they're just looking for the chance to do so. I don't think that James Kirkland, had to prove himself to get a Canelo fight. I don't think Liam Smith had to prove himself to get a Canelo fight. I don't think Rocky Fielding had to prove himself to get a Canelo fight. So why is it that, the decaf say, well, those guys haven't fought anybody? So Rocky Fielding fought someone? Just because he had a belt don't mean nothing, You want to get technical, I'll use Canelo fanboy logic. Jamal Charlo, the belt was given to him, so let's just use the logic that he didn't earn that belt, right? It was given to him. Demetrius Andre was supposed to fight Billy Joe Saunders, but Billy Joe Saunders popped dirty. So he had to fight T'Challa, And, he won that belt. But, let's just say, he really didn't earn that belt in the way that people would like him to earn it. So the same thing applies to Canelo and Rocky Fielding. It's the same exact thing. Look at who he fought. So the way I look at it is that, in the word of words, Canelo will keep tiptoeing around and look for opportunity. Will look for opportunity, basically, wherever opportunity presents itself and wherever there is not a big threat for that opportunity. I want to say that I'm beating a dead horse, but when Canelo fought when Canelo fought Austin Trout, many professional boxers and many boxing analysts had that fight as a draw. When Canelo fought Miguel Cotto, many people saw that as a draw. Some actually had Cotto winning that fight. When Canelo fought Erislandy Lara, many thought that Lara boxed circles around him and did enough to win that fight. Okay. When Canelo fought Triple G the first time, many people gave Triple G 7-5 fight based off of activity. The second fight say he won, Canelo won. I'll give him that. So, as I repeat myself, what I'm getting at is that, Canelo he looks good against certain fighters, but certain fighters make him look bad, you know. And so, with that being said, when we look at the last fight with Daniel Jacobs, I had that fight a tie, you know. I would have been happy even with a split decision, not a unanimous decision. But back to the topic at hand, I think Canelo will win against Derevyanchenko. As I said, I give Derevyanchenko a little margin for success, but not much. And I just think it's typical Canelo, you know. But the fever for undisputed looks like it's gone. So I just don't know what he's gonna do at middleweight. Like, I don't even know what he's doing right now at middleweight. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just kind of questioning, like, okay, what is this dude doing at middleweight? Like, what does he want to do, really? You know, because the WBC belt ain't with him. And and also like the WBO belt is still in Demetrius Andre's hands, so I don't know what he wants to do. Like, I'm questioning, like, okay, well, what's your plan? You know what I mean? A title defense for the IBF doesn't really make any sense unless you planned on getting your WBC belt back and also getting the WBO belt back. And I don't see that happening because there's already whispers that he wants the Yar Kovalev winner, you know. And that's what they're trying to push. We also have to consider that Hani Munguia may be another fighter too, that he'll still fight. But we also have to consider what the zone wants. You know, the zone may just be tapping for a trilogy with Triple G and Canelo. That just may be what they want, you know, at the end of the day. So we just have to wait and see, man. But the likelihood is going to be Derevyanchenko and Canelo, and you know, it is what it is. You know, this is just the world of boxing. You know, again, I say that, you know, I don't think networks can get in the way of Charlo Andre fight being made, because they only have they really only have each other, you know. That's gonna bring the best out of each other, you know. They can fight lower level guys, but then what's gonna happen is they'll get criticism for the lower level fights, you know. But it's either that or not stay active, you know. And I'd rather see him active than actually not fight nobody, you know. But I would like to see him get a shot, you know. I would like to see him get a Triple G. But that doesn't seem like that's in Triple G's train of thought right now, is to fight one of those guys. In fact, he'll wait for Canelo, You know, I guarantee you that that's what he's gonna do. He's just gonna wait for Canelo, and he'll fight like another. He'll fight like another sushi chef or something like that. And that's just what I feel he'll do. You know, but anyhow, that's all I got for now, guys. Leave your thoughts. Let me know what you think about this potential purse bid for this fight, this Canelo Derevyanchenko fight, and drop your comments. Full signing out. Inshallah.